If you could sign and state your name, sir.
Okay.
Please.
My name is Patrick Mynahan, resident, Monroeville. I wish the mayor a speedy recovery. There's a bad flu going around. Found out about the newest investigation last night on the Post-Gazette website. I had several thoughts on the matter. The first was indignation that you, our council, who pledged to change the way the municipality does business, is doing the exact opposite. You're doing things beyond our backs without our own input, which is a violation of the law and causes concern about your ethics. I was also indignant because many of you spent many Tuesday or Thursday evenings in these chambers last year complaining about the daily investigation. Some of you, notably Deputy Mayor Griesach and Councilman Duncan, specifically stated that an outside private investigator was not needed, that any investigation could be handled by council, and you weren't happy with spending the money. Here we are a year later, and you're doing the exact same thing. The biggest difference is that council last year did it publicly, and you guys tried to do it privately. The mayor also stated that Mr. Daly was a good friend of Stephen Pasquarella's. He questioned the legitimacy of the investigation, or perhaps the impartiality. My question is, how was the latest PI firm hired? May I get an answer, please, Deputy Mayor?
I'm letting you do your comments.
Okay, thank you. The biggest complaint last year was how the investigation was a giant waste of money. Many of you insisted there was no HIPAA violation. You guys are the ones that are stuck on HIPAA. It was one thing, HIPAA. The rest of us who are in opposition to you consider it a privacy breach many times. The one HIPAA thing, I'm glad that there was no violation because it would have costed us all money. But there was a serious privacy breach over 2.5 years, and that is what most of us, the people that I associate with, are concerned about, not the HIPAA thing. And contrary to Councilwoman Gatos, Councilman Johns and Wilson, HHS did not vindicate Doug Cole. They did in fact point out that there clearly were privacy issues. This one particular complaint did not fall under the HHS guidelines. However, this is not to say there wasn't other issues under CREO. It was been determined by HHS and the Pennsylvania Attorney General that for over 2 years there was unauthorized access to the Alert TS software, and nothing was done. Nothing was done about it. And we're concerned now that since everyone else has been put back into their positions, who's to say it's not happening right now? We don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know, but I don't know. It's the privacy thing is what we're concerned about. You're spending money that is not yours, which is what you guys complained about last year, the money that was being spent. You got what you wanted. Lynette McKinney has been terminated. Doug Cole was reinstated. The dispatchers who were fired were also rehired. And Stephen Pasquarella's career as a law enforcement officer in Monroeville is essentially over. What more do you want? You've retaliated against several employees, some of whom had nothing to do with this mess, and it appears you're attempting to retaliate further with a rumored change within the zoning board. You want to change the zoning board from 5 members to 3 to save $3,600 when you guys voted 7-0 on last month's budget increase. I don't think that you guys care about $3,600. I think it's a retaliation against John Yacob, who's public in his criticism, and Stephen Pasquarella's father, who also sits on that board. I think it's further retaliation against Mr. Pasquarella. If you guys could get me the answer to how you hired a PI firm, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyone else like to address council this evening?